Well, let's talk about what was it like in the past when it was fall, it was fundraising season, and you needed to raise money. How did you feel about it?
Our organization was started in 2019, so we're very young. We got our 501c3 only in April of 2019. And our mission is to help young adults who are aging out of orphanages in India become economically self-sufficient. Now, that's a population that we were sure is going to be really hard to fundraise for. And when we started in fall of 2019, which was our first fundraising year, everything was a complete scramble. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just trying to figure out what to do on the fly. I remember for Giving Tuesday, I think it was 4 days before Giving Tuesday, we said, oh my God, we have to do something for Giving Tuesday. And we put some Facebook posts together. End of the year, we said, oh my God, we have to do something end of the year. And we sent out an email blast, but everything was really last minute in 2019. And 2020 could not have been more different.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about that. So what did you do different last year, and what made the difference between 2019 and 2020?
So 2020 was much more intentional. Now, this is not an ad for Sandy, but I will say we had a we had a contract from her starting August 1st of 2020. And she really made us plan for the fall and get really intentional about what communications we wanted to have, when we wanted to have it, what messages we wanted to share, and be ready beforehand for that. And so we planned for Giving Tuesday, we planned for end of the year, and we raised so much more money on those 2 days.
Fantastic. Now, do you have any numbers that you can share?
Yeah, I was just actually looking up the numbers, and they're pretty astounding. So in 2019 for Giving Tuesday, I think we raised $1,600. In 2020, we raised almost $12,000. For the end of the year in 2019, I think we raised $3,000. And in 2020, we raised $19,000. So that was a difference. And this is really amusing. From August 1st to December 31st, when we had Sandy as our consultant, making us do very uncomfortable things, our fundraising went up 200%, from 68,000 to 136,000 in those 5 months.
I love that you said doing very uncomfortable things.
Yes.
That's really funny. So first of all, congratulations on those wins. That was so much fun for me to watch. Talk about those uncomfortable things. What kind of things were you having to do that were not necessarily in your comfort zone?
Well, everything from how often we communicate with our donors. Our mailing list is very small. Okay, we have, as of today, we have 315 people on our mailing list. And we did not want to bombard them, but Sandy felt we should be sending 2 messages out every month. She told me to do Facebook Live, which is just horrendous, very hard for me to do. And she just, helped us word our communications better and plan better and remind us to do thank you notes and a thank you video for Thanksgiving. And just helped us lay out the whole fall starting in August. And we were just able to plan ahead and prepare beforehand. I would say the only really uncomfortable thing was the Facebook Live videos that she had us do.
And I just want to point out that you survived it. You did some Facebook Live, you survived it, was all okay. One thing that might be really interesting for people, and I want to pull out really fine point, that you don't have a big list and you don't have a big Facebook following either. So how do you explain the results that you got with so very few people that you could market to?
Yeah, our mailing list is 315. As I said, our Facebook following is about 200. So it's really not a lot of people. And we're a new organization. So I think much of our first 2 years was friends and family. And what we had to do was really talk about the cause and why we are so passionate about it. Our daughter is adopted, so we brought our personal story into it. which is why we are helping the children who age out of orphanages in India, because we know how much we're doing for our daughter and our kids. So we had to really tell the story from our heart and connect with our friends and family. I would say it was a little uncomfortable pursuing friends and family for donations, because we want them to be able to say no without breaking up the friendship, or, that is uncomfortable. It's easier actually raising money from complete strangers. But that's what we had to do, was tell our story and really walk a fine line with all our friends and family so that they could donate if they wanted to and not if they didn't want to. And we were able to raise a lot of money from doing that.
Indeed, a lot of money. So when you have that kind of success, how much more good does that set you up to do in the nonprofit?
Yeah, it only costs us $800 to support one youth from when they enroll into our program and get career counseling through vocational training skills, through getting a job, and then getting mentored for 2 years after. That entire program, end to end, costs on average $800. Our students choose a variety of different courses. Some of them may do a 3-month vocational training course, some may do a 2-year one, others may actually do a bachelor. So for each young person in our program, it might cost different amounts, but on average, it's only $800. So with $80,000, we can support 100 of these young adults. And so far, we have enrolled 312, and we hope to do another 100 this year. And this is just in the last 2 years. I mean, it's 2 years and 3 months since we got our 501c3.
So that's literally another 100 young people who have the opportunity to get an education, which in India is everything.
Absolutely. And these young people who age out of orphanages without this kind of support, I mean, can you imagine at 18, if you had to leave the only home you know and figure out your life without any money to educate yourself, without any family to support you, without anybody to advise you? That's the situation these young people are in. And if we can help them learn some vocation or skill or get training for a job and have them become employed with a very decent, stable salary, it completely changes their life. And not just their life, but also the life of their family in the future. And it prevents the cycle of poverty that they could fall into. It prevents them getting into illegal things. So it's just a complete life changer for these young people.
That's amazing. I love it so much. What's your plan for this fall?
I don't think we can open for another 200% increase this fall. It is August 8th today, and we're going to start measuring from August 1st to December 31st this year. But we had a pretty good first half of this year. So if we just raise the same amount as last year, we'll be in good shape, which is about $140,000. We do have an in-person event planned, but that's end of August. But after that, I think we just have to follow the whole playbook again of planning for the fall, planning for Giving Tuesday, planning for the end of the year, thank you videos and all of that.
There's a lot of confidence in rinsing and repeating things that
Absolutely.
work.
Yes.
What would you say to somebody who's thinking about putting their plan together for the first time this fall? What do they need to really keep in mind?
I think just get over your fear and just keep doing things. I mean, if you get bogged down thinking, how on earth am I going to raise that money? I mean, it can just be paralyzing. So just put that aside and do it, one chunk at a time. Say, I'm going to start with Giving Tuesday. What do I need to do 4 weeks before that? What do I need to do 3 weeks before that? How do I get my message out? And then plan for first week of December, and then plan for end of December. So just break it off into little bits at a time and keep going.
I love it. Anything else you want to add?
We are 2 years young and we have managed to raise unimaginable to us amounts of money. I mean, 2 years ago when we started, We thought we would raise $20,000 the first year, and we just vastly exceeded that. So I would say just, we're doing good. Whatever money we raise, we are able to make a difference in the world. So just keep doing what you do.